Hi everyone, welcome to another week of a grid design every week. This week we're going to do another simple one, and I always say simple because later in this series, as the year progresses, I am going to do a few more complicated ones, but easy ones are more fun. So that's what I'm giving you for now. So this one is, well, just come on over to the machine and I'll show you what we're doing. Instead of explaining, let me show you. All right, so this is our diagonal grid. Again, the three-quarter inch diagonal grid. But what I've done is quilted the grid lines. So all of those lines are quilted, and I did it with my ruler. And then I've split those down the middle so that we have triangles on each side. So what we're going to do is fill in some of the alternating triangles, and we're going to get that same effect like we had with our checkerboard and those filled diamonds. We're going to get the same effect, but we want to make sure we do the right diamonds each time. The right triangles. So I'm going to put a little mark in each triangle that I want to fill. And so now on the next row we're going to do these. So it's always going to be the triangles that point downward. See what I mean? They're pointing down. So if you don't mark them, you could get a little confused when you're stitching. So I just find that if I put that little dot in there, then I don't have to think about it when I'm stitching and I don't screw up. Remember when I messed up on my diamonds? We're not going to do that today. All right, so that's it. We're going to use a closely matching thread to our fabric so that we see the negative space puff up and not the thread so much. And I'll show you some different colored threads later on. All right, now this, like I said, we're doing them where the triangles are going up and down, but it could also be done, well, I'll show you how I have it drawn out on another piece of paper if you use a different kind of grid. All right, so we are just going to, again, fill in our blocks closely. Now, get rid of these. I have the option of traveling down this way, and I guess you could fill those in. But I'm just going to do them in rows so I can show you. But if you're doing this, you could just skip down to that next one. So you could do it. Maybe we should do that. Okay, so here's our options. We could either travel along that grid line and just fill this in, travel, fill. But I think I'm going to try something new. So you're going to watch something in progress here. You're going to watch me learning a new way to do this. That makes it easy. You just travel into the next diamond. And it's a good thing that I marked those with the little blue dot if I'm doing it this way. And I know this is a very similar thing to our checkerboard, but I have to admit, I saw this on a blouse someone was wearing on my soap opera that I watch, and it was Dr. Kayla Johnson was wearing a blouse with this design. So if you know what soap opera that is, we're in cahoots together and being crazy soap opera watchers. I shouldn't admit that. You guys will think I'm loony. Alright. So remember, just like with our checkerboard, we want to fill these spaces in adequately so that the unquilted spaces really pop. And again, with the checkerboard, you wouldn't have to quilt these grid lines, but I just think it gives you a nicer, sharper appearance. Alright, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and travel up and get to that other row over there. You know, I talked about seeing this design on somebody's blouse on TV. I mean, there are grid designs everywhere you look. You just, once you start doing them, you're going to have an eye for them. And it's fun. And believe me, I'm always looking out for new ones to teach you guys. Let's go up and get this done. Yeah, I'm really glad I marked those little blue dots because that is making this so much easier to do. In Zentangles, if you've heard of those, a lot of the Zentangle designs are grid-based designs. So that's a good resource if you're trying to think of some grid-based quilting designs. We're going to get down to our next row, our next diagonal row. Something I haven't talked to you guys about is that when I'm doing free motion quilting, I always use a single hole needle plate, and I find that over the years that's really helped with my bobbin thread tension issues. So that's what I do all my machine quilting with, my free motion quilting, and that's just like an example of one of the tips you would learn in my online class and my DVD, 30 Tips and Tricks for Better Machine Quilting. And in that class, I explain why the single hole needle plate works to help improve your tension issues. Alright, I think we are done. Alright, let's have a look. Ooh, yeah. See, you can really see that dimension. And again, we'll look at the back side. But even with this, you can see the dimension and how beautiful that is. So we'll flip it over. Oops, I guess we missed that bobbin thread. There, isn't that pretty? I think that is gorgeous. So I hope you like it too. Can you get that, Cameron? See the good dimension? Yeah, beautiful. All right, well, good. That was easy. Again, one of these days I'm going to show you some complicated ones, but they take longer, and these take quite a while as it is. So we'll get to that eventually. Thanks again for joining me, and don't forget my book, The Grid Design Workbook. If you like these grids, I have plenty of other ones in the book with step-by-step directions and all the other things that go along with it to make your grid design successful. So check that out, and I will see you next week for another grid-based quilting design. Thanks, bye.